Whether you love them
I'm not gonna
or
lie.
hate them.
Oh my god, we gonna react to this. Then we on Roblox. After we react to this, we on Roblox. What are my dads, nigga?
Influencers run the internet. When we say the word influencer,
Matilda,
it sounds kind
I
of
appreciate
cringe.
you.
I mean, why not just
Yo!
YouTubers or streamers? Yeah, TikToker does sound cringe too, but influencer, it just has a icky
Chat.
vibe to it.
If I ever find out any of you niggas got locked up, I will legit go to the jail that you are at, tell them I'm here to visit you, smile at you in my face, pull the belt from behind my back, and literally start wailing, wailing you, nigga. I will literally start wailing you. I will whoop your ass the whole visitation, nigga. Cause what the fuck are you doing in jail? Bitch. What's up, homie? What's good?
And, well, that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Famous influencers that
Is
are
my
currently
cam too
standing
big?
trial.
I know I'm sexy and shit. Hold on.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Tuv, and we are finally back with my actual camera.
Nigga, if you
that is
touch
60
me, I'ma
frames
catch
per
another
second.
crowd.
Oh my god, I'm sorry you guys have to deal with the webcam
Nigga, how?
from the last video. But
I'm beating
we're
your
here now.
ass.
And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I can smell you guys through the screen, and you guys stink.
Who the fuck is this nigga? This nigga not talking about me.
Coincidentally, I smell great. And you wanna
This nigga talking about the ad. Holy shit, bro.
If you want to get rid of that bad habit, Heston Cobb. So you've probably seen those TikTok videos where someone walks into a Target or Chipotle pretending to be the manager, right? Well, meet Heston Cobb.
I might
better
have a
known as
shank, you
Heston
never
James to
know.
TikTok. That was the whole brand of this 21-year-old.
You're not
from
even
Phoenix.
built like that.
Heston's
What do you
been doing this
mean?
for months, walking into businesses pretending he owns the place. He'd show up at Chipotle, for example, tell the real employees he was called in. Then he makes a fake phone call, says something like, "Go ahead and bring the guys in," and just like that, a whole crew dressed as whatever
Bro, Matilda,
establishment he
what
was going
is these
to would march in with a
emotes?
uniform and basically just take over the store. For some, it was just funny and harmless pranks, but to the establishments, it was the complete opposite.
Wait,
March
isn't
and
this the
July
nigga
of
that's
this year,
like-
Cobb and his crew
Whoa,
hit multiple
ain't
businesses
this the nigga that's
in
facing like
Pet
12
Boys,
years?
Jiffy Lube, Big Brand Tire and Service, Highland Auto Repair, and yes, Chipotle. They dressed as
Damn,
employees,
Tony.
storm into employee-only areas,
Oh, shit,
and straight up
TTS was off,
refused
my
to leave
bad.
when asked. This video went viral and shows them crawling under customer vehicles at an auto shop while Heston poses as a mechanic. The real employees and business
Love you too,
owners
Tony.
were obviously and understandably mad, so police arrested Heston on July 23rd after the complaints connected him to all the incidents.
Nah,
Not like
I
there
don't
was
need a
much
graphic
investigating to
designer.
do
I
there.
appreciate you,
He
though.
would post everything. They served a search warrant at his house and hit him with 13 charges total. 1 count of third-degree burglary, 2 counts of criminal impersonation, 5 counts
What?
of disorderly conduct,
Burglary?
and 5 counts of criminal
This
trespass.
nigga didn't even
He's now
steal.
facing up to 9 years and 8 months in prison, plus fines that could exceed
Wow.
$315,000. Officer Jessica L. says that these videos are definitely not pranks, they're breaking laws. This is criminal
What?
impersonation and trespassing. Now, a typical person in such a situation might just lie low and wait for their court date, but can you try to guess what Heston is doing while facing nearly a decade behind bars? Well, he's selling merch. Yes, he's selling merch featuring his own mugshot. Apparently, to
No, this
fund
nigga
his
dead
legal
making a
defense.
bag.
Honestly, if you want to hate on it, you could, but it's pretty smart. Bro's got to get some money somehow because those lawyer fees are about to kick in.
Man.
Interestingly, some well-known friends in the industry have also stepped in to
She
help with
say
the
I
mission.
lost,
One of them
but I
is
still
Aiden Ross,
can't
who we've
trust
talked
funny
about on
I
the
should
channel
have just
several
kept that.
times.
I
I
He
should
went live
have
on
kept
Twitter
this
saying
shit.
there
I
are
don't
people who
told
deserve
you
to go
I
to
was
jail for a long
God.
time and they
Made
get
you a
less,
believer
like 9
I'm
years
still
for
me first,
pranks.
but I'm
Currently,
making
Ross
we work,
claims
I'm
Heston's
still
legal team
not that
reached out
comfortable
directly,
with
and
doing
he's willing to
features.
provide
I
both
still
financial
throw
and legal
advances
support.
in 2
He claims
liters.
that he's
I
going to
ran
get him
out
out of
of
there. The
manners
thing
for
about
the new
Heston, though,
people.
is
I'm
that he
still
doesn't
head
seem to be
first.
someone who is in
Shoulda
such
kept
dire
this shit
need of
fucking
money.
disabled.
I mean, his content was clearly generating serious money, and even the police noted the videos, quote, garnered millions of views and potentially generated large amounts of money.
Bullshit,
Prosecutors are
2
considering
hours,
harsher
time to
penalties
end.
specifically because of the repeated, monetized nature of these stunts. Right now,
Nah,
Heston's
dead
out
bitch
on
stripping
bail
for 2
while this
hours.
case
That's
moves
crazy.
forward. But honestly, whether he walks out free or not, the Tempe Police Department has said pranks have consequences, and Heston Cobb is learning that the hard way. Kyle Vasquez. Kyle Vasquez, a 21-year-old from Long Island with 100,000 TikTok followers and 5 million on Instagram, decided the path to internet fame was dumping food on himself at local businesses
What the
and filming
fuck?
inside people's homes without permission. In June of 2025,
This is a dumb
Vasquez was charged with
ass.
unlawful surveillance, criminal tampering, and dissemination.
Bro, niggas do shit like this and swear like they didn't know consequences was gonna come. You literally doing dumb shit. Like, bro, going into folks' house without permission. What if you dead get clapped? You dead get clapped, nigga. You would dead get clapped. Let a nigga come in my house, bro. I'm clapping him. Clapping him.
Of unlawful surveillance images for a series of destructive quote pranks that left local business owners cleaning up his messes and
I a real
homeowners
nigga
violated
gotta
in their own
leave, have a good
spaces.
stream,
Again, we
bitch
use the term
boy.
pranks because
Alright,
that's what
fuck
they
nigga.
call them themselves. But this is way beyond what any sane person would consider a prank. I mean, what this guy was doing was just insane. At Winghua Restaurant, he poured an entire bucket of beans over his head and onto the floor, forcing the owners to close early just
No,
to
lock
clean
this
up
nigga up,
after
dead
him.
ass.
At Ralph's famous Italian Ices, he dumped a huge container of egg yolks on his head right
Hey,
outside the
bro.
shop's front doors, then fled the scene, leaving broken eggshells and yolks splattered everywhere.
Like, this
for the
nigga's
staff
not
to
gonna
deal
clean
with.
this shit
But
up.
these stunts were just the calmer ones. Police say Vasquez was also targeting homeowners, telling them he needed to use their bathrooms, then leaving messes behind while secretly recording inside their homes. The unlawful surveillance charges suggest he was filming people without their consent and potentially sharing that footage on his social platforms. He of course pleaded not guilty to all charges, but
Wow.
if convicted, he's looking at fines of up to 4 years in prison, plus he was hit with 5
Not
separate stay-away
guilty?
orders from his alleged victims. But even the possibility of being locked up isn't enough to stop people like this. It's a disease. For instance, even in the hearing, he tried something funny. He turned his back on cameras, appeared to bump court officers, and tried to escape through an emergency door. When a reporter tried to ask
Bro, this nigga definitely has both parents in his life.
him questions, he flipped her
It
off.
be niggas like this that was protected as a child. Like, bro, this nigga dead, never got his ass beat when he was younger, bro. This nigga needs an ass whooping. That's what the fuck these niggas be missing. These niggas don't get no more ass whoopings, and that's the fucking problem. Start whooping your kids' ass so they won't start acting like this, bro. Damn.
Before his friends picked them up, and they all drove away taunting and jeering like they were leaving some high school party, not a criminal court proceeding.
never
But the
felt
matter
what a
isn't over
fucking
yet, and
belt
police are
feels
asking
like,
anyone
bro.
else who thinks Vasquez has targeted them to come forward to finally lock him up. Mikhailo Viktorovich Polyakov. All right, so that name is kind of hard for me to pronounce. So if you hear me call this person P or maybe MVP, wow, that's a crazy acronym that this person has. That's why. So back in 2018, an American missionary named John Allen Cho got killed by arrows trying to contact a tribe known as the Sentinelese.
Damn.
A devastating incident that should have been taken by everyone else as a warning. But like we know, some people don't learn from other people's mistakes.
Okay.
I'm talking about Mikhailo, a 24-year-old YouTuber from Scottsdale, Arizona, who thought it'd be a brilliant idea to try.
Chat,
the
how
exact
many of
same
y'all
thing.
want to be
Mikhailo ran
a
YouTube
content
channel
creator?
called Neo
How many of y'all are
Orientalist,
aspiring
where he
in that, bro?
documented trips to some seriously dangerous places. His latest series was called Taliban-Controlled Afghanistan Through American Eyes. He just finished part 6 back in October.
If you're an aspiring
2024,
content creator or
taking
something
viewers
like
on
that,
what he
bro,
described as
take notes,
a
bro. Don't
three-week
never do
road
none of
trip
this shit, bro.
across
This
what
shit
has
not
become the
content. This shit
unrecognized
just dumb
Islamic
shit.
Emirate of Afghanistan.
Me?
The guy was literally navigating, and I quote, one of the most dangerous and unquestionably the most conservative country in the world. And he was doing
Y'all
this
got this
for
shit, bro.
content.
If you wanna
But
do this shit,
apparently
bro, I believe in
Taliban-controlled
you, bro.
Afghanistan wasn't enough for him. So on
believe
March
in you.
29th of 2025, Mikhailo decided to visit North Sentinel Island. If you've never heard of this before, it's a tiny island in the Indian Ocean where the indigenous Sentinelese people have been isolated for thousands of years. They are a protected tribe, protected from outside influence. But they also literally kill anyone who tries to make contact. And because of that, North Sentinel Island is completely off limits.
Wow.
Indian law bans anyone from getting within 3 miles of the place. Again, specifically to
So he's
protect
breaking
the
the
tribe.
law?
And for context, these people use spears and bows and arrows. They're deeply suspicious of outsiders. They have zero immunity to outside diseases. Something as simple as the flu or measles could literally wipe them out. And they've made it crystal clear they want nothing to do with the outside world.
Okay.
So in other words, an influencer could see this as a gold mine for content. And what does Mikhailo do? He spends a lot of time studying the sea and its tides, plans his approach, and heads straight for the beach. Police say he stayed there for about an hour, blowing a whistle trying to get the tribe's attention. When that didn't work, he actually landed on the beach for 5 minutes, left a can of Diet Coke and a coconut as offerings, collected some sand samples, and filmed the whole thing on his GoPro. Why Diet Coke?
That's what I'm
Why did it
saying,
have
bro.
to be
Like, what the
diet?
fuck?
Why couldn't it have been like why?
Strawberry
Authorities
lemonade?
revealed
Like,
he tried to
niggas
visit
don't
the
fuck with
island
strawberry
twice
lemonade, bro?
before, including
I
using
dead
an
don't fuck with
kayak
sodas.
back
Chat,
in
y'all be
October.
drinking sodas?
Hotel staff had to stop him.
If
that
y'all do,
time.
what's your
When he
favorite
got
soda?
back from his latest attempt, local fishermen spotted him and reported it to authorities.
Consumerism.
Mikhailo was arrested on March 31st and hit with charges that could land him 5 years in prison plus hefty fines. When police questioned him after his arrest, Mikhailo reportedly told them he was just a thrill seeker. But Jonathan Mazauer from Survival International says there's something bigger happening here. Social media influencers are
Wait.
becoming a new threat to
Is that 6'7"? 7'6"? Hold on. 6'7"?
contacted tribes, as if there's some type of attraction for
that
just
6'7"?
finding views. As of now, Mikhailo's still in custody in Port Blair, the capital of India's Andaman and Nicobar Islands. His next court appearance was scheduled for April 29th. A U.S. consulate official visited him in jail, but the embassy hasn't provided any updates on this case. Summer Wheaton. Summer Whedon, a 33-year-old Los Angeles wellness
What the
advocate
fuck?
who built up over 100,000 followers on Instagram
this?
posting about living your best
What does
life,
she do?
had her carefully curated world come crashing down on July 4th of 2024. Whedon was arrested in February of 2025 for vehicular manslaughter after
Wow!
allegedly killing 44-year-old rideshare driver Martin Okiki
What
in
the
a drunk
fuck?
driving crash. The whole thing started
Don't drink
at
and
one of
drive,
those
chat.
exclusive Malibu parties, the red,
Hey,
white,
Jamie
and Gucci
Foxx.
bash at Nobu, where Mike Tyson and Blake Griffin were mingling while Jamie Foxx, Tyga, and Wiz Khalifa provided entertainment. Here's what happened. Around 10:30 p.m. that night, police say Wheaton's white Mercedes was speeding at 81 in a 45 miles per hour zone when it crossed the center median of Pacific Coast Highway and slammed head-on into Okiki's Cadillac. The impact was devastating. This is how the Mercedes ended up. Completely
Damn.
mangled from the front end.
You can't even
collision.
tell that that's a
Okiki was
fucking
pronounced
Mercedes
dead
no
at the
more.
scene, while Wheaton and a passenger of Okiki's car were sent to the hospital with injuries. That man was a husband and a father working as a
Wow.
rideshare driver.
That's
just trying to make
fucked
ends
up.
meet. And his loss was devastating to those he left behind. His wife, Kelechi, and daughter sadly lost a father and husband that
Damn.
night. Wheaton was, of course, charged. But on March of 2025, Wheaton pleaded not guilty.
What?
He pleaded not guilty to vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated, DUI, and causing great bodily injury. He
How?
walked into that Van Nuys courthouse wearing 6-inch heels like she was heading to a photo shoot, not facing serious felony charges. The family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Whedon, Nobu, and the party organizer, claiming she was severely intoxicated and impaired, and that the restaurant knew she was too drunk to drive but gave her the keys anyway.
What the fuck? She should still be serving time. I don't care. No. This case, bro, fuck that.
But get this, Wheaton's team fired back with court documents that are absolutely shocking. She's literally blaming the dead victim for the crash.
What?
In her response, she claims Okiki acted, quote, carelessly, recklessly, and negligently, and that his family hasn't, quote, sustained any injury, damages, or loss. Despite the fact that
What's
the
good,
husband and
Kiki?
father is literally dead, she's
That's what I'm
accusing the
saying,
Wheaton
like, no
family of
accountability.
fraud and asking the judge to award her money for legal fees instead of them getting any damages. And I haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. While she's fighting these charges, she's also been exploiting the whole situation for content. After initially going quiet on social media, she came back posting videos about how, quote, beautiful things can bloom out of despair.
Like she didn't just murder. Bitch!
While hawking $35 faith-based planners. She's literally turned a man's death into a brand opportunity, telling her followers about her, quote, hard times over montages of herself hiking and at the beach. Currently, she's out on $230,000 bail. She's also wearing a Scram ankle bracelet that monitors her alcohol intake every 30 minutes. Her next court date is coming up, and her response to this whole situation might end up being just as damaging to her case as the crash itself.
What the
Johnny
fuck?
Somali. Of all the people we've talked about today, none is as problematic as this one. Johnny Somali, real name Ramsmi Khalid.
I heard about this
Adil,
nigga before.
A 24-year-old American streamer whose entire career is cultural disrespect and public harassment.
Yeah,
And
I've
right
seen
now,
this
he's
nigga's
looking at
story before, bro.
potentially
This nigga's an
31 years in
asshole.
a South Korean prison for behavior that goes way beyond just being annoying on camera. Johnny's built his entire career around being a nuisance influencer. That's the term for the career of traveling to different countries and deliberately antagonizing locals for views and clicks. He's been banned from Japan, Israel, and now he's stuck in South Korea under a departure ban while facing a growing list of criminal charges that just keeps getting longer and longer by the month. In March of 2025, Johnny showed up to Seoul Western District Court an hour late wearing a MAGA hat, claiming he had a stomachache. When the judge told him to remove the
Chat,
hat,
I'm going to
because you can't
Japan
wear
at the
hats
end
in
of the
South
year.
Korean courtrooms, he reportedly kept his hands in his pockets while answering questions, showing the same disrespect that got him in trouble in the first place. Here's what he's actually charged with, and it's a lot. Johnny currently faces 8 separate criminal charges in South Korea, including 4 counts of obstruction of business, violations of the Special Act on the Punishment of Sexual Crimes, breach of the Child Welfare Act, and 2 other undisclosed counts. The charges stem from incidents where he played loud music and spilled noodle soup at convenience stores, carried bags of rotting fish on public transport, and generally made life miserable for random Koreans just trying to go out about their day. But that's just the surface. Johnny's also accused of creating and distributing AI-generated pornographic videos featuring
What?
himself and female Korean streamers, including
the
one
fuck?
popular creator named Bong Bong. In South Korea, distributing deepfake content is considered a sex crime, and each count carries a maximum sentence of 10.5 years in prison. His pranks, if you can even call them that, range from kissing a statue commemorating the comfort women — these were Korean women who were subjected to sexual slavery during World War II — to waving Japanese rising sun flags and using Japanese names for disputed territories, basically hitting every possible cultural and historical trigger he could find. And more than once, he's gotten a good beating for acting like that in public. But this isn't Johnny's first rodeo. In Japan, he was arrested for trespassing at a construction site and caused massive outrage by posting his videos where he taunted train commuters about the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He's been permanently banned from multiple countries and kicked off various streaming platforms for his behavior. And now, with all his charges, he's looking at a default sentence of nearly 5 years.
Nah, it's
But if
dead his
prosecutors
haircut fault though.
pursue
Like, look at this
aggravated
nigga
charges,
cut, bro.
He could face anywhere
I
from
don't trust
8
no
to
nigga
12
with a
years
cut
in
like that,
prison.
bro. It's dead
You know
his
what?
haircut,
I don't even
bro.
use my soundboard.
It's his
here on the
barber's
main
fault, bro.
channel.
I
I
blame
use it for
everything on this
stream.
nigga's
But
barber.
Can we get a round of applause for him going to prison? Hopefully. Let's clap it up for that.
Yeah, get a baldy, my
Hopefully
nigga.
this dude does get the 8 to 12 years in prison. And with the additional deepfake
Like, bro,
allegations
look at his shit. He
potentially
has
being
no
filed,
fucking-
some reports suggest
Where
he
the
could
fuck
face
is his
31 years
blend?
total.
It's
At
just
the
a
last
fucking
hearing,
patch of
Johnny
hair on the
pleaded
top of
guilty
his
to 6
head.
minor
This
charges.
nigga has no
He's fighting the
blend.
2 big ones about the deepfakes, so the trial is still ongoing. And according to
shit
this,
fucked.
even in court, he still doesn't seem to get how serious this all is.
Excuse
Talia
me.
Alonso Diaz. Luxury cars, designer outfits, and that perfect Instagram lifestyle. We've all seen influencers flaunting wealth that makes us wonder how they actually afford it all. Well, in this case of Miami-based influencer Talia Alonso Diaz, authorities say they figured out exactly how she was financing her flashy lifestyle, and it wasn't through sponsored posts. Diaz has over 150,000 Instagram followers and was arrested on August 13, 2025 for what Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office investigators are calling a credit bust-out scheme. Basically, she's accused of
Scamming.
falsifying her employment and income information to trick BMW dealerships into
Bro,
approving
why
her
are you
for loans she
interrupting
never
my
qualified.
fucking video, Zach?
I love when I come here and it's silent, no fucking yelling. This shit is just peaceful, Christian. It's peaceful as fuck. Good fucking boy. Good diesel. Good fucking shit. Let's fucking go, Christian. Let's fucking go.
Bro. I can't wait till you go to sleep, bro.
What you said, little
Bro,
nigga?
bro, get out.
Qualified for in the first place. How did it work? Well, simply, really. Between February 23rd and March 7th, Diaz went on what investigators are calling a luxury car shopping spree, financing 3 different BMW vehicles
Oh,
from a
shit.
dealership in Doral. These cars were valued at $35,997, $48,998, and $79,995, a total of nearly $166,000 worth of German engineering. Now, the
Damn.
problem with a credit bust out is that it's not just about lying on an application. According to the NBC, people involved in this type
Which
of fraud
BMW is
typically
this?
falsify their employment or income to misrepresent their financial situation, causing automotive lenders to approve them for credit where they would have declined them if their true financial condition was revealed. And it wasn't some spur-of-the-moment decision. The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office says Diaz worked with an accomplice to pull off the scheme, which suggests there might have been some inside help making this whole operation possible. That detail makes this case potentially more complex than just a single influencer trying to fake her way into luxury cars. She's now facing some serious charges: organized fraud, second-degree grand theft, obtaining a vehicle by false statements, and 3 separate counts of obtaining a vehicle by trick.
And
With
I
all
bet
the
a
evidence
nigga-
Miami-Dade
I bet a
detectives have
nigga got her
collected,
into
her
this
legal
shit,
team
bro.
is definitely gonna have their hands full.
And he not even the one in jail, bro.
Vitaly
I know she got
Zadorovetsky.
set up.
Next, there's another content creator who's built
Oh,
their entire
shit.
brand around pushing boundaries. And it worked for him until
Vitaly?
someone finally pushed back. Vitaly Zadorovetsky, aka Vitaly ZDTV, is that creator. And right now, he's learning what happens when It's Just a Prank Bro meets a foreign justice system that doesn't
Oh,
find
shit.
harassment particularly funny. The 32-year-old Russian-born YouTuber has been sitting in a
Wait.
Philippine jail
Nigga, this nigga getting money. Holy fuck. He in the gulag. Now look at this nigga watch, bro. This nigga getting money. Y'all know what that is, bro? Do y'all know what that is? Richard Mill.
since April of this year, and unlike his usual stunts, this isn't something he can edit his way out of. Vitaly was arrested in Manila after a live-streamed rampage through Bonifacio Global City, where he stole a security guard's hat, tried
Look
to
at
grab
pics of him
another
now.
guard's weapon,
Hold on, let me see. What's his nigga name? Vitaly? Russian YouTuber? Oh no, this nigga's cooked. Oh my gosh. Nah, this nigga's over with. Oh my goodness. Nah, bro. Nah. Hold on, let me put his whole name. Nah, bro, that nigga is doomed. Holy fuck, he's doomed. Prison photo? Is he still in jail? Oh my good. This this nigga is ugly. Oh my goodness, bro.
Made lewd jokes, and ran off on someone else's motorcycle. Over a dozen people were harassed in just 30 minutes of video. Philippine
Nigga looks
authorities charged him
insane.
with unjust vexation, theft, and public disturbance. While some complainants have withdrawn their cases, at least one remains active, and that's enough to keep him locked up. The Bureau of Immigration has also labeled him an undesirable alien, but they can't deport him until his criminal cases are resolved. According to Legal Mindset, a YouTube lawyer tracking the case, Vitaly could face up to 18 months in prison for the remaining charge. And Philippine law is clear. You can't skip out on criminal liability through deportation. As Legal Mindset explained, once he serves his time, then the Philippines will have to send him somewhere. But that could be years away. Though it's not like anyone's in a hurry to see him leave. In fact, nobody wants him. Vitaly reportedly holds dual Russian and American citizenship, but neither country has confirmed they'll accept him if he's deported. He actually could remain in indefinite detention even after serving his sentence because of this. And you can't really blame them. Back in April of 2020, for
What did he
example,
do?
Vitaly was arrested in Miami Beach for physically assaulting a woman who was
Oh!
out jogging. He later claimed he was under the influence of hallucinogenic drugs at the time, aka shrooms, and the case was settled privately without a conviction. After
Man,
that Miami
hell
assault,
no.
sponsors dropped him and he briefly disappeared from mainstream platforms, but Vitaly found a new niche.
Yeah, lock this
Vigilante
nigga up.
predator hunting live streams where he posed as bait to catch potential predators. The problem was, his methods were completely unsanctioned by law
Didn't he used to
enforcement
beat them?
and often involved physical violence. Anyway,
Yeah, I
Philippine
remember this
officials have
nigga.
made it clear that online fame doesn't grant immunity from local laws. Celebrity status means nothing when you're breaking the law in their country. Vitaly's an OG YouTuber that I'm sure a lot of us used to watch back in the day, but he's
I
also
never
one that
watched
makes you
this
think
nigga.
like, why is he still
I never
doing
watched
this?
that nigga, though.
I mean, the guy's been doing
I heard
pranks
about him,
for
bro,
a
but I
decade,
never
and
I
he's
never
now
watched this nigga.
33 years old, still thinking harassing people is funny. At some point, you gotta give it up, bruh. But hey, he's in prison now and awaiting trial, so I guess that's what he gets. Let's head on to the next one. Chiara Ferragni, Italy's top influencer. A few years ago, Chiara Ferragni was literally the queen of Italian social media. She was the first vlogger to grace a Vogue cover, built a 75 million euro empire from a fashion blog called The Blonde Salad, and had luxury brands like Dior and Valentino sponsoring her fairy tale wedding to rapper Fedez. With nearly 29 million Instagram followers, she was Italy's answer to Kim Kardashian, glamorous, successful, and seemingly untouchable. Now
a
she's
crazy
potentially
ass
facing up to 5
comparison.
years in
Kim
prison,
K?
all over a Christmas cake. Yes, I know that sounds ridiculous, but this is actually a massive fraud case that's been dubbed Pandorogate, and it completely destroyed her career in the span of about 6 months. In December of 2022, Ferragni promoted special pink Christmas Pandoro cakes.
Bro, chat, y'all ready for
Pandoro
Christmas, bro?
being Italy's alternative to panettone. She was telling her
I ain't gonna lie,
followers
I'm ready
that
for
buying
Christmas.
these cakes would help support the Regina Margherita Children's Hospital in Turin.
I'm
The
ready for
cakes were
Christmas,
selling
bro.
for €9 instead of the
I'm gonna
usual
do a lot for
€3.
y'all this Christmas,
And Ferragni
bro.
was making it seem like that extra money was going to the sick kids. But journalist Salvagia Lucarelli
I'ma get y'all
started
some Christmas
digging and
presents, bro.
discovered that no money from the cake sales was actually going to the hospital. The manufacturer, Balaco, had made a one-time €50,000 donation to the hospital 6 months before the cakes even went on sale, while paying Ferragni over €1 million for the promotion. Consumers thought they were being charitable when they were really just padding Ferragni's already massive bank account. Italy's competition authority hit her with a €1 million fine, but that was just the beginning. Ferragni initially posted this tone-deaf Instagram video calling it a communication error while wearing an expensive cashmere sweatsuit, which went over about as well as you'd expected, with angry Italians who felt scammed. The thing is, investigators kept digging around and found it wasn't an isolated incident. They uncovered similar schemes with Easter eggs and other products where Ferragni was promoting charity partnerships that weren't actually sending proceeds to the advertised causes. By October of 2024, prosecutors calculated she made an unjust profit of over €2.2 million from these fake charity collaborations. And just like that, your favorite influencer's clear sandcastle came crashing down. Major brands like Pantene, Coca-Cola, and Safilo canceled their partnerships with her. She stepped down from Todd's board of directors, closed her Milan store, and lost over 150,000 followers practically overnight. A €75 million investment deal for her company fell through completely. But wait, it gets worse. Or better, depending on how you're seeing the situation. Right around the same time her business empire was crumbling, her marriage to Fedez completely fell apart.
Damn.
Reports broke in February of 2024 that he'd moved out of their luxury apartment, and by November they were officially divorced. The split got messy fast,
Shit,
with allegations of infidelity on both sides and drama involving some paparazzo named Fabrizio Corona spilling alleged secrets about their relationship. In January of 2025, Milan prosecutors officially indicted Ferragni for aggravated fraud, and her trial is set to begin this month.
Damn.
She's facing charges related to both the Pandoro cakes and the Easter egg schemes. If convicted, she could get between 1 and 5 years in prison. The Tate brothers. It's time to talk about the most controversial brothers in internet space, the Tates. Andrew and Tristan Tate have gone from kickboxing champions to self-proclaimed alpha males
What the fuck?
to facing a combined total of 6
I did not know
criminal
this nigga had a
investigations
fucking brother.
across 3 different countries.
I
And
thought this nigga was
honestly, their
just
legal troubles
a
are so
dickhead by his
extensive at this
damn
point that it
self.
feels like it never ends. Andrew Tate, age 38, and his younger brother Tristan, 36, are currently juggling criminal cases in Romania, the UK, and the United States, plus multiple civil lawsuits thrown in for good measure. Andrew's built a following of over 10 million on Twitter by promoting what he calls traditional masculinity, but what critics describe as straight up misogyny.
He is one of the
a growing
worst,
number of
bro.
women are saying
I
his
didn't
real
like, bro.
behavior
I
goes
heard
way
about
beyond
Andrew, but I didn't know this
controversial
nigga
social
brother
media
was a
posts. So let's
dickhead
start
too.
where this whole
I didn't even
case
know this nigga
began,
had a
Romania.
brother.
In December of 2022, the brothers were arrested after an American woman reported to the U.S. Embassy that she was being held against her will at a property the Tates
Wow.
owned. Romanian authorities raided their compound and
niggas
found
be
4 women,
doing?
2 of whom said they were being held captive. Prosecutors claimed the brothers used the quote lover boy method, basically love bombing women into relationships, then forcing them to create explicit content for sites like OnlyFans as part of an organized crime operation. Romanian authorities have identified at least 35 alleged victims, including minors, and they've seized nearly $4 million worth of the brothers' assets, cars, properties, watches, etc. Then, in May of 2025, the UK's crown.
Bro, it's like when niggas get rich, I don't know what it is, but it's like something triggers in their mind. Let me just touch kids. Let me just hit women. Let me just murder people. Now that I'm rich. What the fuck? What the fuck do you mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, why? 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 You have everything in your hands, and then you just throw it all away? Oh my God, bitch! What the fuck?
Prosecution Service hit them with 21 additional criminal charges. Andrew faces 10 charges including human trafficking
Like,
and
bro,
actual
come on,
bodily
gang.
harm related to 3 alleged victims, while Tristan faces
Mind
11
you, these
charges
niggas is
related to one
millionaires,
victim.
bro. Like,
These
why are you
charges stem
doing
from
this?
alleged incidents
You don't
between
have to do
2012
this,
and
bro.
2015, back when Andrew was
You don't even
appearing
have
on
to
reality
try too
shows
hard,
like Big Brother.
honestly, gang.
The UK had actually investigated Andrew before. In 2015 and again in 2019, women came forward with and assault allegations,
Nigga.
but the Crown Prosecution Service declined to press charges, saying the
Hey,
evidence
shout out-
didn't meet
shout out
their
to
legal
bro for,
standards. Now they're taking another shot at it with what appears to be stronger evidence. Meanwhile, the brothers are also under
For
federal
blurring that
investigation
out.
in the United States,
that shit
specifically
is
by the
TOS.
Department of Justice for the Southern District of New York, though the exact nature of those
Shout out to
charges
Brown
hasn't
Bro.
been revealed yet. Florida's Attorney General opened his own investigation after the brothers briefly visited the state in February, with Governor Ron DeSantis making it clear they weren't welcome there. Now for the civil cases. 4 British women are suing Andrew in the UK High Court, with a trial that was recently moved from 2027 to June of 2026 because the judge was, quote, very keen to get on with the case. These are the allegations. One woman claims Andrew pointed a gun at her face and said,
Wow.
"You're going to do as I say or there will be hell to pay." While another woman says he strangled her unconscious during sex.
These niggas' dicks little, bro. This is little dick activity. Niggas with big dicks would never do this shit, bro. Like, me, a big dick king myself, I would never do some shit like this, bro.
Think the only victims are these women, but according to them, that's not the case. That's right. These guys are painting themselves as
Bro, oh my God, no. What do you mean, bro? No. Oh my God. Nigga just took this clip out of context so bad. What the fuck? Nigga. Let me just touch kids. Let me just hit women. Let me just murder people. Nigga.
the victims of a circus.
Like,
They filed
no,
defamation
like, what do you
lawsuits seeking millions of
mean?
damages
4K?
against their accusers,
What the
and
fuck?
2 Romanian witnesses reportedly went into hiding after being targeted by a troll army of online harassment. Now, as we speak, both brothers are back in Romania after their travel ban was lifted, reportedly with help from the Trump administration. They're supposed to stay under judicial control while the Romanian case proceeds, but somehow they've been allowed to travel internationally. We'll need to wait until June of 2026 for Andrew's UK civil trial. Love Island's Biggs, Chris, and others. When reality TV stars
Love
pivot
Island.
into social media influence, they usually stick to promoting harmless products.
happened?
I don't know, things like teeth whiteners and protein shakes. But a group of Love Island contestants decided to get into something way more lucrative and way more illegal. Here's Biggs Chris, Jamie Clayton, and Rebecca Gormley in Westminster Magistrates Court in July of 2024, standing side by side in the dock like they were back on Love Island waiting for an elimination. But this time, they were definitely not competing for a cash prize. They were facing up to 2 years in prison for promoting unauthorized investment schemes to their combined 4.5 million followers. Here's how they got there. Between 2018 and 2021, this man, Emmanuel Nwanzi, and Holly Thompson were running an Instagram account called @Holly_FX_Trends, dishing out advice on buying and selling contracts for difference, basically high-risk bets on foreign currency prices. Problem is, they weren't authorized to give that kind of financial advice. The Financial Conduct Authority says 80% of people who bought into these schemes lost money. But what does Love Island have to do with all of this? Well, Nwanzi wasn't satisfied with just scamming regular folks. He paid the Love Island crew, along with Toei's Lauren Goodger and Yasmin Ukelu, plus Geordie Shore's Scott Timlin, to push this dodgy investment advice to their millions of followers. And they did. So people who trusted these reality stars for relationship drama and lifestyle tips were suddenly getting financial advice so sketchy that it could literally wreck them, wipe out their savings and all of that. Anyway, all 3 Love Islanders pleaded not guilty.
Who be into day trading? Y'all be day trading this shit, chat?
And I know it sounds simple, but like we saw with the influencers who promoted crypto a while back, it can get tricky when the government
like
gets
into
involved
stocks
in
and
cases
shit?
of financial fraud or misinformation cases. The trial has been pushed to 2027. Apparently, that's the earliest the court could fit them. Now, interestingly, the case is just one of the many dramas behind these guys. While they're waiting for their day in court, Biggs and Rebecca have been airing their dirty laundry
Crypto?
on yet another Netflix show. They just appeared on Amanda Holden's
I might
new
get into
cheating
that shit, bro.
series, where Biggs admits to cheating on
I don't
Rebecca
know, bro. I
during
don't
their
know. I'm
18-month
scared of
relationship.
them niggas.
After
I'm
this
scared of them niggas
relationship
taking all
ended,
my money.
he got together with Summer Hawkins, who quit her
Pulling the
teaching
rug
job
underneath
and
my
moved to
shit.
Scotland to be his quote stay-at-home girlfriend. She got pregnant, they split just weeks before their son was born, and now they wiped each other from social media completely. It's the messy life you'd expect from a reality TV contestant. But back to the financial scam. The FCA is urging anyone who lost money because of their promotions to come forward. They said, and quote, "Our message to
Only put it in safe
finfluencers
shit.
is loud and clear."
True,
Get it? Like
true,
finance,
true.
influencers.
I gotta
Yeah,
learn
I'm
more
sure you
about
guys
that
get
shit,
it.
bro.
They must act responsibly and only promote financial products when they are authorized
a lot of
to
money
do
in
so
that shit,
or
bro.
face the consequences. It's honestly the perfect storm. Reality TV fame, social media influence, and financial fraud all wrapped into one messy package. Alright guys, that was it for this video.
Damn.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you're not
W
subscribed
fucking
yet,
video,
and you
chat.
this far into the video, I think
I'ma
I
leave
earned
a
your
like on this shit,
subscription.
bro.
With that being said, go check
This
out my
is a
second channel,
W-ass
Tuppington,
video,
where
dude.
I post my streaming clips and you get to see.
This shined a light on a lot of shit that niggas should not be doing, bro. Just because you're an influencer don't mean that you aren't still a human, nigga. You are still prone to everything in life, nigga. Like, come on, gang. Stop doing that crazy shit, bro, for real.